Welcome back, guys. Today's vlog is going to be like an original Nick Rome's vlog where it's just Onyx and I. We've headed off to Llandudno for 4 days with Dork, so you know what state it's in, and we're going to give it a bit of a trial run. We're also here to visit my parents. It's my mum's birthday, just to catch up because we haven't seen them since Christmas. Bye.
You be good for your mum, okay?
Yeah, we're going to go to the beach. Let's get away.
Excited?
Yeah, I am looking forward to testing, so I'm trying to get it. There we go.
See if the bed holds out as well.
Testing out the van. Yeah, we've not tested it out yet at all, so I get to use the heater, get to test out the bed with Onyx boy, and just seeing how the space feels, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
See if there's anything we need to change. And I'm also
it's
excited.
Good practice run.
Do you know what else I'm also excited for?
Get away from me?
No. Making a YouTube video that isn't a van build.
Yeah,
it's been a
It's
while.
nice change.
Sliding the chair back so Onyx can fit on. And it looks like there's stuff on the lens. It's definitely been a while since we've done a vlog like this, especially alone. So bear with us. So I think first things first is showing you where we've parked up. It's the Easter holidays, so it's very, very busy here. This is where we're at. We aren't staying on this street tonight. We are staying on another street, but not this one, as it's 2 rows away from my parents' flat and I want to be close. So the plan is obviously staying here, but we will be using the shower and toilet, etc. at my parents' unless I can find my shewee. The shewee that I had in LL, I believe it is in my parents' flat. So if I can find that, then I think I'm sorted. Onyx, are you ready to see your grandparents? You ready for some Filipino food? Because I am. Come on, let's go, come. And this is the bit I love. We don't come here very often, but Onyx knows exactly where their door is, so he's going to be charging down the hallways. Here we go. Onyx. Oh my god! Onyx! Hello! Hello! And we've got noodles! Right, Onyx, here's your little Mexican hat. There you go. And here's your champagne bottle. You're gonna get drunk.
You're done.
He's had lunch. He's had breakfast, I mean.
Did you like some cereals? Cornflakes, just dry.
Turns out I can't find my shewee. I think it is just in the van and I didn't spot it this morning. So when we popped out, we went looking for one today down the Llandudno High Street, and look what I found for £2.99 as well. That is an absolute bargain. Amazon's like 10 quid, which is the one I had, and then the ones in the outdoor shops here were £14. I didn't want to spend that because I've already got one, I just can't find it. So where did we go again? Able World Mobility and Stair Lifts Llandudno. That is where to go to find a cheap shewee. Now it's time for dinner. This is okoy. It's kind of like an onion bhaji, but Filipino version. And the leftover noodles. I borrowed a futon from my parents. This is mine from when I was a child, hence the dolphin bed sheets. They were also mine from when I was a child. I can't believe they still have it all, especially that they now live in a flat, so they couldn't keep a lot, but they piled it under loads of mattresses, so it's come in handy. And I thought I'd set it up now because it's daylight and I don't want to be setting up the bed in the dark in the middle of Llandudno. So yeah, we're gonna make the bed together and I think it's gonna be a comfy one tonight. First, clean the floor from my wet flip-flops I borrowed off my mom. And then we're gonna get the tabletop out, and that slots here. Perfect fit. Gonna make my way further back. We still need to add a handle on here, which is absolutely gonna happen because that was messy. That will go here. And then, time for the futon. I think it's gonna be too big. the question is, do we go the big dolphin print or little dolphin print? Like that. Right, time for a close-up. This is it. It's obviously too big, but the perfect height that I can still access my wardrobe, all my clothes. There's literally nothing in there. And this is it from the other side. There's actually quite a lot of space underneath. You could probably fit a couple of dogs under there or a child. It is a 3-seater after all. And I've packed lightweight. I brought a sleeping bag. Voila. I think the last thing that I've got to do is just reverse back a bit so I don't have a puddle in my doorway. I'm gonna go here instead. It's much drier. Come on then, Onyx. Up, up. Here we go. You made it. There we go. It's more Onyx size, isn't it? Morning, guys. Last night was an odd sleep. It was comfortable for sure, but we have no curtains, so we currently had to put foil up on the escape hatch, this window. Didn't have enough for there, and I didn't have foil for there, so Onyx kept just staring at the big window, barking, which was a bit freaky. Another thing he did, which bloody freaked me out, he got up at 3 AM on the dot, and I've been listening to the Disturbed podcast. So if you've been listening to that, or you listen to anything that's about like true crime or horror, that's gonna freak you out. So I was like, do not look at the window, do not look at the window at 3 AM. And then the other thing is, which didn't freak me out at all, was the heater. So we got the heater on, it was getting really toasty last night, and I was like, yes, this is nice. And then it just turned off because there wasn't enough power on the battery, and we did charge it, but clearly not for long enough. So for the next 3 nights, we have no heating, which means Onyx is here. We have been sharing a mummy bag together, so I've been stuck on my side. So my shoulder is hurting just a little bit, but overall, it was a fun experience, wasn't it, Onyx? Well, that's his bum, not his head. So yeah, we'll head up to my parents now, and I might try steal a duvet off them for tonight. Here he is, barking at the window. He does have this like fascination for lights, and he'll stare at lights and just like bark at them. So I think we're gonna have to cover that up tonight, aren't we, to keep you quiet and stop me waking up at 3 AM, because I ain't doing that again. Honestly, I was just like, do not look, do not look, do not get lured out the van, do not. Anyway, we have a plan for the heater. There's a garage here, mechanic, sorry. So I think I might be cheeky and ask them if they could just like charge my battery for the day, because I can just take it out. This isn't the battery for the van either, it's just a spare battery we had to like test electrics and things like that. So yeah, we'll see if they say yeah. It's time to test this bad boy out. The first thing we've done is found the sun. That feels so good. I think I'm gonna move the van as well onto another street, because the street I'm on doesn't get any sun. It's not that I've got solar or anything working, it's just to get the space just warmed up, and then I'll move it back tonight. There we go, a lot more sun. We've just had an action-packed day, haven't we, Onyx? We went to the local cafe, got you a sausage, and then we headed down to the beach, and Onyx ran around, and now he's all sandy. But we thought we'd come back to the van, have a nap, or like a rest, a proper rest, where he can settle, and sort out the electrics, as in, one, couldn't find someone to charge the battery today because it's Easter weekend, and two, I just forgot to sort out how I was able to charge my phone and things last night, so I ended up having no battery by the time I woke up, and that is not good for solo camping. Nah, so we're going to sort that now. So as you all know, this is our electrics box, and we have our Anker powerhouse. So what I'm going to do is plug in my charger. Did it? We got 21%, so it's fine. And I'm going to weave it through this hole, close it, and have it up here. So other than the chilliness at night, I think it got to 4 degrees last night, so it's not like the worst. I think we're sorted for the rest of the weekend, and to be fair, I was perfectly warm. It's Onyx, because when he was in the sleeping bag with me, he was overheating, then he'd come out and I'd put these on him, but he'd get too cold, so then he was just back and forth, and it was waking me up every few hours, which is never fun. My plan worked on moving the van to a hotter street. It is so warm in here. I dropped all of the reflectives as well so that the sun could come in and warm it up, and then I think just before the sun starts to set I'm going to put them all up to keep the heat in the van, so I'll let you know how that is tomorrow. Okay, Onyx has demanded we ring Sam and find out how he's getting on, so let's make that a video call. Onyx, look, he's here, he's on the phone.
Hello,
say hello.
cuties.
Here.
Bonnie, hello, little boy.
Anyway, Sam, Onyx and I have a bone to pick with you.
Yeah.
Our battery was not charged properly, so we didn't have enough heating last night. Here he is, guys.
Hey,
Here is the culprit.
Van for you guys to see how thermal it is.
Yeah, whatever.
What's it like in the van then?
Right now it's amazing. It is, I think it's only 12 degrees, but it feels like 30. And I'm going to show you guys this actually. Watch this. I'm going to bring you with me. If I put you here,
Spacious without the bathroom.
if I put you here, and you lie here, so this is where my head would be. This view is nuts. I'm going to show you. I'll turn it around. You've got all 3 windows. Onyx, you're being a menace. Perfect views of the Llandudno buildings and seagulls.
Yo, it actually looks really spacious and bright without the bathroom, to be honest.
It is. I'm not going to lie, that's the hard thing. It's really nice without such a huge unit here, because it just feels like a massive space. But once that bathroom goes in, it's gonna fill it up. But I know for a rental it makes sense that it's there because people like private cubicles. But if this is for us, I'd say let's just do a makeshift shower so we can keep that space. So I'm trialing something new tonight. I've added some foil onto that window because I really don't want a repeat of last night of 3 AM wake up with a big blank canvas of potential ghosts and monsters. Nah. And so is Onyx. Not sure if you can see, but I brought his dog bed from the front into the back so he doesn't use me as his dog bed, and I can have the sleeping bag to myself. That was a much better sleep. Onyx stayed on his bed for half the night and then he came into the sleeping bag. Don't blame him, it did get a little nippy again. And I think I only woke up once, so that was good. So this morning I thought I'd show you how long the bed really is. So I'm like 5'5.5" to be precise. And this is how much gap there is at the back. What, about 20 centimetres? And then my feet are like there, so I'm not touching the wood, but I'm just about to. So this has been really nice to sleep on, because in the van we live in, it is quite tight. Like, you know, the bed is sideways and it's about 188, where this is 195. So yeah, loving it, loving it, loving it. Here he is. Come on then, come say morning. Come on, come on. Ah! There he is. You nice and warm, yeah? Yeah? You ready to go see Lola and Grandpa? Yeah? Should we get those eye bogies out as well? Come on. Let's clean ourselves up. So far, there isn't really like anything I'd want to change. Like, obviously I'm camping in the van, like half done, so I have forgotten a few things. One of them being I've got nowhere to like pour liquids that I've used, like to wash my hands. So I'm washing my hands like outside the door. When I'm doing my teeth, I've got nowhere to spit the residue at the moment, but obviously once the van is complete you can just use the sink as normal. I should have set it up for me, but it's not a big deal. I've just been using the shewee for all wastewater. I don't like putting toothpaste outside, especially on concrete, because it's just not nice. Another thing I'm really loving is yesterday when it was really hot in the van. It was so good. I had to have the back window and the fan open, and it created a really nice breeze through the van, so that was really good. We don't have a window at the back of ours, so it does get a little bit stuffy at the back doors unless you just open it, but you know, sometimes you don't want to open your back doors while you're trying to sleep, which we have done before. It was scary, but you don't always want to do that, especially if you're camping solo. It's definitely been quite a while solo camping. I have to say, like, I am in quite a safe place. I'm not far from my parents' flat. I'm in the middle of Llandudno, where it's, you know, built up. I have, however, had someone knock on my van on this exact street before. It was Christmas Eve, and they heard the heater come on at 6 in the morning, and they started just asking for a fag and wouldn't leave me alone and stuff. But I just wasn't too bothered because I felt like, you know, everyone is around, so he just wanted a fag, and initially he thought it was a builder's van, and then he was also quite surprised when a female like answered the window. So I have been trying to remember all the things like the safety stuff that you need to do, especially solo. So I've had my keys next to my hip all night. I've made sure tonight that my phone was charged, unlike yesterday, which was just a huge mistake. Onyx, come here. He's looking out the window. I don't have a weapon. I've got Onyx. You're my weapon. You bark at them when you go row row. Give him a little bite. Would you do that for me? The only thing I think that threw me off a little bit is I don't know how to turn off the theft alarm. I thought you only had to click the button twice to do it, but it's not doing it, so it would keep alarming. But as soon as I put the foil up in the middle, it wouldn't sense me, so I guess it's in the front. So I need to learn how to turn that on and off properly, as well as someone's renting it. They don't want it alarming when they're in the back. So I need to sort that, and obviously that was a big giveaway. It was like alarming like 5 times in a row while I was trying to sort it out. So it's like, hey, I'm right here in this van. But other than that, I felt fine. But then again, I've been doing it for 5 years, solo and not solo, so I seem to have just sunk right back into it pretty quickly in a way. Come in. Today in Llandudno we had a pretty chilled one. In the morning I just focused on editing a YouTube video, and then in the afternoon we headed out to the Botanical Babe Cafe, which was awesome. It was just such a good vibe. They'd only actually opened on Thursday, the cafe section anyway, so it was really nice to just go support somewhere local. They had plants galore, books galore, and really nice drinks, cakes, and a little food menu. But most importantly, they had a pup cup, a free one, and Onyx absolutely loved it, of course. Vegan cream. So I don't know if you've realised that we've been calling in through the back door every time we've had to enter the van, and there is a reason for that, isn't there, Sam? A couple of weeks ago he opened the side door and somehow broke the handle, which means we can't use it from the outside at the moment. We can only use it from the in, so we're having to crawl over the bed every time. So we have ordered a new handle, so we will be fixing that hopefully next week, because it is a pain. And I appreciate that this looks like a horror scene, so I'm going to leave that here and catch up with you in the morning. Today is our last day. We've tested both sides of the bed. Really happy with them. We've been crawling over it every single day and it feels really sturdy. My parents had suggested that I use this futon for the foam, but it is just too thin. Like, it's alright for a weekend, but like being on your side for ages, your hip starts to feel it. So we definitely need to get some proper like Campervan foam like all the other vans. It's a shame that we hadn't hooked up the gas in here yet, because the person we called to do our gas certification just kept like cancelling. We need to find someone new or just keep pestering and hopefully he'll pull through, because it would have been nice to just test out the kitchen properly as well. So really all we've been able to do is test out the bed and the space in general. And so far I'd say I'm really happy with it. Like, I've been messaging Sam just saying like, oh, this just feels so great, feels so airy. The windows, it's so nice to have all the views. The space above me is nice. Like, you know, our bed is quite high up to accommodate the mountain bikes. You can sit up and stuff, but it is like, it's like this. So yeah, it's just a very different layout, a very different feel and vibe. Loving it. And I'm really, really hoping anyone who rents this van will also love it too. I found a new place to keep the keys as well when you're in bed, which is on these handles. I actually picked these handles as well so that you could like hang things off them, because ours is just round. Not that, you know, I've been like, oh, I wish we could hang things off that handle, but when I made a choice for this, I was like, yeah, in the kitchen you can hang your tea towel, in here you can pop your keys on. So I'm pretty happy with the choice of handles as well. What a view! To be fair, I had the choice to go park up near the beach, but I was just like, nah, I'll just stay close to my flat so I don't need to carry everything as far or drive every morning back and forth. So, welcome to my wonderful view, a white wall. And I cannot wait to just get into a normal duvet tonight. Like, it is fun going into a sleeping bag, but this is, I think, synthetic inside, so the outer and the inner is synthetic, so you kind of just slip around like a slug. I don't know why, but I've really struggled to find a sleeping bag that has a cotton liner. So if you guys have any recommendations for a really cozy sleeping bag, let me know in the comments below. Onyx has one last request whilst we're here, don't you? And that's to the beach. Go! So beautiful, isn't it, Onyx? He's such an only child, isn't he? Look at that smile! Oh, the beach is your favourite place, isn't it? So I guess it's time to wrap this week's vlog up. Did I enjoy my time in Dork? Yes. Did I like the space? Yes. Am I conscious that putting a wet room into Dork is going to fill up the entire space? Yes. Is there anything I want to change? Yes, there is. So what it is with the sliding doors, we need to make sure that things don't fall on it so that the doors then don't open, basically. So we need to have a think about how we're going to organise the garage space, whether we add in some hooks and bungee ropes and stuff just to keep things away from the door. I don't think it's going to be a problem with the wardrobe space, as everything will be on hangers or on the shelving unit, which has a lip. So other than that, really, really happy and cannot wait to keep cracking on with the build.